Right, I would say good morning, but it is now 12:30. So, been up since 5, drove my way down to Santa Pod. First event that I am competing in, Sportsman ET in the Corvette. We've had a rain delay, so currently just sat in the racers camping area listening to the pod radio, waiting to be called into the staging lanes. Connor and Dave are going to be on their way down shortly. They're going to meet me here, and yeah, we will catch up with you later.
If you want to be broke your entire life, if you never want to be wealthy, spend your money on cars.
Okay.
Lewis Gilbert, a new name to us with the Corvette, 1384 dial-in.
It's not often you see a C4 Corvette.
Pretty rare, actually, to be fair.
Well, if you've got your garage and you've got one in your garage at home, bring it out, come race Sportsman ET. Try your best to beat a 1368 breakout.
Right, so we've had a bit of a rain delay, but the sun is shining now. It's glorious. First qualifying run is in the bag. The quickest I've ever run in this car was a 13.81 at 100 miles an hour. So I dialed in a 13.84, thinking I'll be around there. It should be a good little qualifying time. The car then decided to go and run a new personal best of a 13.68 at 101 miles an hour. So I broke out. I was too quick. So I've put a 13.66 on the back of the car now, and we're about 40 minutes away from Q2. So let's see if I can actually get a time on the board this time.
Nicely done, you two.
So pick your white vehicle. I think it's the only similarity they really share, apart from the fact they've got headlights, brake lights, and 4 wheels. And of course, Lewis Gilbert in the Kestrel beer lane looking for 13.66, and Steph Pateman looking for 14.02. Steph has already gone 14.02.
You can see that was a good light there for Steph. Could still get there first, actually. You're looking on dial-ins and reaction times. Oh, nearly 02. 13.98 breakout for Steph. 13.67. Lewis Gilbert with the Corvette. 23 up to number 2 with that one. Very nice run indeed.
Okay, so lots of interesting things have happened in a very short amount of time.
You haven't done an intro yet and you're already...
I have done an intro.
When did you do an intro?
Earlier, sat in the car.
Santa Pod.
Yeah, pretty much. Anyway, after Connor stopped doing my editing. So Connor and Dave got here as I was in the staging lanes for my last run. And because I broke out in my first run, I was in last place. I then went 0.019 over my dial-in, so I went from last place to second place. So we're now sat in second place. Connor and Dave are here trying to put a tent up in the dark.
I'm being your light.
You're being my light. Oh, okay.
I'm your light.
That works pretty well, but my cap casts a shadow. That's better. And then, so I have a fan switch fitted on my car now to override the fans. Thanks. Because it kept overheating whilst sat in the pits. So I put a fan switch to override the fans in, and then the guy who fitted the fan switch, it works, but he's removed the normal setting for my fans, so they don't come on when the engine's hot. So they have to be either permanently on or off. So now, having learnt this, I ended up having to use my headlights for these two clowns to build their tent. So I had the engine running. All of a sudden, steam starts pouring out of my car. It's massively overheating. So turn the engine off, whack the fans on, and now we don't know. I mean, it started up afterwards after it had cooled down. It's all fine. There's a bit of wetness in the engine bay, but I think that's just from the steam. But now I have two temperature gauges, one digital, one analog. The analog one is now stuck off the scale, but the digital one works fine. So yeah, lots of things happened in a very short amount of time, but we're done now. So I will see you tomorrow. Dave, how's your burger?
Have you turned it upside down?
Have a look. Right.
Clothes on, Lewis.
Got no clothes on. So we spent the entire morning underneath my car, because after it shat itself last night due to the dodgy fan switch, woke up this morning, I moved it over to hard ground, over there, to check for leaks, and it was pissing coolant out. So I was like, oh no. Went and borrowed a jack off someone, jacked it up, checked all the hoses, doesn't seem to be leaking from there, doesn't seem to be the radiator, because it didn't lose any coolant overnight. We've been messing with it for a bit, took it for a spin round the pits, revving it and all that, and the leaks stopped. So what we think is it was just residue dripping off from what was left last night. But my low coolant light is stuck on, even though I've not lost any coolant according to the coolant reservoir. So I think the system needs burping, but looks like we're good to race. We had a drivers meeting this morning, because it's raining tomorrow. They've moved us all up. Qualifying is over. We're straight into eliminations today. So I've qualified P2. I'm up against Brian Huxley in round 1. So best of luck. Hope the car holds up. And yeah, let's go try and get through round 1 eliminations.
About 3 classes left before Gilbert is up himself. He's doing some final sort of, where is he? Just doing some final checks of his coolant and stuff, making sure they've got no leaks and he doesn't get sent back down the pit lanes. So hopefully, fingers crossed, the next clip you'll see is the first race of his Sportsman ET career. So we'll get to that in a moment.
It would be too dangerous.
And the experience comes through 1932 takes switch to lose that.
Right, so that was it. We went out in round 1. I couldn't catch Brian. Now, if you listen closely to the gears changing and the revs, you will notice that going from first to second, it sounds like it's bouncing off a rev limiter. Now, these old vets, they don't have a rev limiter as such, but they have an anti-abuse system on the gearbox. So if it's too hot or it feels like it's going to damage itself, it just won't change gear, which is good. It protects itself, but due to the overheating issues and the car not running correctly, it was running too hot, about 200 degrees Fahrenheit when I was at the start line. So yeah, we couldn't change into second gear, which means I couldn't catch Brian. And that was it, yeah. We went out in round 1, but you've got some more videos to come and clips of the rest of the night's antics. We had a massive rainstorm. Yeah, there's more drama to follow, so keep watching.
The light pollution from over here is disgusting. I could see ants. Oh, there's 2 stars. 2 ant stars.
Ant?
Ant star. Look, ant star.
I can see all.
Hi.
What's happened to your burger, Dave?
It's the new. Is that racing and cars is not all sunshine and rainbows. Literally, it's miserable outside. The event has been closed and shut off early, and then to add insult to it, it got rained off. I woke up underwater this morning in my tent. That was great. We set off back from Pod. We packed up for the car and everything. We set off. We got down this road, and we've ended up back at Santa Pod. Lewis, why? Why are we at Santa Pod? Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay, the reason that we're outside the gates of Pod is because, as we know, the engine boiled itself because the fan switch is dicky. And then the original diagnostic we got was there's no leaks, radiator hoses aren't gone, the radiator wasn't leaking because the coolant level stayed the same overnight. What was leaking was just excess fluid from what actually came out of it when it boiled. What we've now done, I did do one run in the car with the fans on. It held temperature pretty well, but was too hot, so I got a slow run, went out in round 1. Car running fine. Got up this morning, started the car up to charge phones and whatnot whilst I was packing away. And again, fired up fine, fans were on, kept at a cool temperature, car running perfectly fine. So we set off, leaving Santa Pod. I get down to the bottom of Airfield Road, 5 minutes away from Pod. Car idles low, stalls. Get it off into a cul-de-sac, start it up again, and there's this metallic noise coming from the edge. I was like, shit. So I put a cry for help in the Santa Pod group. Car cooled down, fired up, limped it back to Santa Pod, hoping there'd be someone here who can help. But because Pod is shut, most of the staff are gone. They don't have a local recovery team. The recovery teams we're getting off Google are quoting us stupid money. So I've now just had to sign up for the AA, again for stupid money, for someone to come out to my car. And the AA are like, oh, we aim to fix all vehicles within half an hour at the roadside. I was like, yes, but not an LT195 Corvette. I highly doubt you have the parts for that. So an AA man's going to come here, tell me you can't fix it, and I'll have to wait for a recovery back to fucking Manchester. So that is where we're at. Tiding kaput. As you will see, we're no longer outside Santa Pod. We're at a pub that's shut about 5 minutes away from Santa Pod. AA man showed up, radiator's split, can't fix that. 900 quid to recover it from the AA. So, fuck the AA. They've gone. He said you can drive it for like 15 minutes because there's keep topping the water up and whatever. So there was a Wetherspoons 15 minute away. So I'm like, right, we'll go there. No, this car I'm going to say a mile, maybe less than a mile. About a mile from Santa Pod has cooked 7 litres of water. It has cooked away. We've had to stop 3 times and top it up. We've had to dump it on this abandoned pub car park, and there's now a private recovery man coming to take it back home. So, considering I'm not driving anymore, I'm drowning my sorrows because I'm currently very depressed and hate my life because my car's blown up.
So that was the unfortunate end of the weekend at Santa Pod. But as you can see from the picture here of me in a hospital bed, it was not the end of the drama for me. So what actually happened was, after discovering all the heating issues and the fan switch being wrong, ended up having a split in the radiator, all that's being sorted. But I got home on the Sunday. Come Monday, I was on the floor with stomach cramps, really, really bad pain. I couldn't sleep, I couldn't eat, couldn't drink, I was severely dehydrated. Grin and bared it through Tuesday, but I couldn't work or anything. Wednesday, I ended up in A&E, and ended up staying in the hospital till the following Sunday. I had ulcerative colitis, apparently. Ulcers in my intestines. That was very fun, yeah. So yeah, a week that started pretty good and just went about as wrong as you could possibly imagine it to end. But with all that being said, as you can see from this picture here, this is the final championship table of the Sportsman ET 2024 season, and I actually came in 36th place, which means I beat out some drivers who did multiple events that season. So my P2 qualifying and round 1 elimination got me enough points to actually place not bottom. So I will take that. Not bad for a first season, one event season. So I already can't wait for next season, and maybe we can set our eyes on the top 10. Let's see how that goes. But that would be nice, and I look forward to taking you all on the journey.